Let's talk about starseeds. Starseeds are souls that came from beyond Earth. Some of the symptoms that you might be a starseed could be that you feel isolated. Growing up, you felt like you were the black sheep in your environment, never truly fitting in, or that you had to mask to be able to be accepted and feel okay in your environment. But eventually, that grows really exhausting. And while you adopt the patterns and the desires of the people around you, you feel that it doesn't give you a really, truly fulfilling life. And a puzzle piece is always missing. It is a common misconception that starseeds cannot survive well in our current reality. But that is not true, because the mission of a starseed when they come to Earth is to awaken humanity. The mission of a starseed is remembrance, is to awaken themselves to their mission and be able to carry that mission into the world and inspire and lead other people to live their best life, to awaken their souls. The reason why starseeds came to Earth in the first place, awaken on Earth in the first place, was because a lot of us live under a certain program. Some call it the matrix, some call it the simulation. But the point is, there's so much noise going on around us. There's so much low vibrational frequency, so that we constantly are under attack of different factions that lead us to live not our purpose, not our life and our mission. So we have a collective of people who live under the illusion, a veil of illusions that cause them to be misaligned with their true soul calling, misaligned with their purpose, and misaligned with what they have come here to do. And the danger of this is that people repeat patterns. Nobody actually escapes the cycle of reincarnation. Nobody actually escapes the cycle of constant reliving the past trauma, constant reliving the memories and the mistakes. So nobody can actually ascend or become enlightened, become awakened. And because the collective is kept in this low vibrational energy of not being able to awaken, it leads to the fact that the collective is stuck. It becomes stagnant, it becomes low vibrational, and it becomes dormant. So basically, the mission of Starseed is to awaken these dormant souls, to help people live a more aligned life, a life aligned with their true soul calling, with their desires, so that people become more self-aware and know who they are and what they can bring to the world. There's a lot of statistic on how currently there's more neurodivergent people than ever before. And there's an interesting correlation. A lot of experiences that neurodivergent people go through are also the same experiences that starseeds go through. My theory is that a lot of people who are diagnosed as neurodivergents are starseeds, and they have come here to express their authentic self and inspire other people, to express their unique viewpoints on social subject matters, their unique ideals, and inspire other people around them, their communities, to do the same. Therefore, leading to a collective awakening where a large amount of people are able to live in alignment with their true soul calling, leading us from the age of Pisces, ruled by illusions, addictions, manipulation, and subliminal marketing, into the age of Aquarius, ruled by innovation, equality, and transparency. And perhaps this is exactly what is needed to be happening for the transition from the 3D realms depicted by low vibrational energies into the 5D realms where more pure and harmonious vibrations exist. So that's why starting 5 years ago, I started delving deeper and finding methods and ways to help starseeds live up to their potential and ascend their traumas. And for the past 4 years, I've been writing the information that I got from the sessions with my clients through hypnosis sessions on what they have seen, what they have experienced, describing the life that they have lived beyond Earth, the life that they have lived beyond this dimension of reality. And I've documented it all, which I plan to release as a book. So how can starseeds start serving their mission? How can starseeds grow into their calling and become who they are meant to be? The first step is that they need to ascend their trauma and fully heal the trauma. And from my experience in working in this field, I know that they can do so by addressing the emotional, the physical, the mental, and the energetic aspects of the trauma and heal the trauma on 4 levels. The first level is the personal level, their personal experiences that they can remember in this lifetime. Because starseeds are more sensitive than normal people, they usually remember things really well, at least at a subconscious level. So they need to rewind these traumas and really process them in a healthy way. The second layer of healing is the generational layer. A lot of starseeds reincarnate into families with heavy karma, and they have come as a black sheep to disrupt the family dynamic, the generational curse that exists within that family lineage. Usually, they're misunderstood within their families. They're not accepted, and they're often questioned and challenged, and many of them have suffered abuse within their own families. And it is not an angelic mission of coming and learning to forgive and forget. It is not a starseed's mission to forgive and forget. It is, however, their calling to rise above the trauma, to see above this matrix of pain, ascend their pain body, and transform the pain into power. Because that pain can serve as an instrument of empathy in the future when they will be serving their mission, when they will be working with people. It will help them develop this natural ability to be compassionate, to be empathetic, and to use their power for good. But in these formative years, with the generational trauma, the starseed could really feel doubtful of themselves. They could feel unworthy, they could feel helpless, they could feel that there is no future and everything is hopeless. And they need to learn to rise above these feelings of hopelessness, of helplessness, and of unworthiness. The 3 key feelings that a starseed must address in order to become the master of this reality. They not necessarily have to forgive their surrounding and forgive the people who don't understand them and keep hurting them, but they need to understand that everyone is playing a role in this matrix and everyone has served a purpose, and they have agreed to this soul contract to be in some ways hurt in order to gain experience, gain knowledge, and learn to distance themselves from the pain body so that they can be level-headed, be strong when the storms come. Because in order to be a leader, you need to have more stamina, to have more endurance than everyone else. And so this environment, in a way, is created in order for the starseed to gain this strength from overcoming the huge internal pain that they have to endure. I remember when I was a kid, I would write in my diary every day, and a lot of starseeds find writing as a way to express themselves because they feel so much emotion. They have so many layers of emotion that they cannot share with anyone in their surrounding. And I was writing how I'm always misunderstood, how I don't find solace in everyone in my surrounding, and how I was constantly hurting and thinking of escape, of finding an escape so that I can be free from my environment. And recently I was rereading my diaries and finding that the life I was able to build now was, in a way, because those experiences have honed my strength. And by overcoming them, by overcoming the internal doubt, internal pain, and rising above the circumstances, it has helped me in the future to tackle the obstacles that came my way. Because I was so used to being misunderstood in my surrounding. At one point, I no longer expected people to understand and empathize with me. And I no longer expected the environment I was living in to support me, to encourage me. I found internal strength, like the strength card in tarot. I found the strength within myself to really battle the outer circumstances. And that is what a starseed needs to be able to rise to their mission. The third step of healing for a starseed, their third layer, is the collective layer. A starseed soul, in many ways, it is pure, it is naive. It comes with its own set of morality, its own worldview that is usually unaffected by all the noise around them. And because of that, a starseed is usually bullied, is usually isolated when they're young, because they are non-conforming. They don't conform to the social standards because they have their own way of perceiving reality, of perceiving what's right and what's wrong. And they're usually very black and white, very direct and very pure in their intentions. And it hurts them deeply that the collective is not seeing in the same way. And because of that, they could feel really isolated in their environment growing up. Not just within their family, but in the outer environment, at school with their peers, when they go out into the workforce. And because of that, a lot of starseeds are not able to hold normal jobs, corporate jobs, because it's difficult for them to grasp the social dynamics, to grasp why we have to lie, why do we have to smile, why do we have to be likable to gain favors. And the political games within these environments are usually not appealing to starseeds, if not to say challenging. And because of these, a lot of starseeds, when they're young, they learn to mask because they have been challenged and in some ways abused and made fun of in their environment so many times. They learn to mask. They learn to be more acceptable, to be smaller, to say less, to be less opinionated, and be less honest and authentic, because they have learned that in order to survive in this environment, they have to learn the rules and the ways this society operates. It is useful for a soul of a starseed to absorb this knowledge, but at one point in their lives, it is essential for them to learn to unmask, to learn to find their authentic calling, to find their voice, the voice of truth, because otherwise they will feel miserable. They will feel so misaligned that it makes them feel that they're just an imposter, and the life that they're living, it's not worth living because it's all a lie. They will feel deeply conflicted within themselves, and at this time their shadows will arise. The shadows are like the rebellious teenagers that call for them to break the rules, to be mischievous. And this is all for them to become more authentic, to bring out the masked authentic self that was hidden all this time in order for them to try to fit in within their society. This is a turning point where the starseed is presented with the two pills. Just like in the Matrix movie, you choose truth. It means that you have to be really courageous, you have to be really strong, and to accept that for a while, you might be misunderstood, you might be isolated, and you might feel really, really lonely in your battle. And you might have to fight the battles. You might be rejected by the people you love. Will you be able to carry on? Will you be able to speak your truth even when you're not understood? That is the challenge. Or you can choose the pill of illusion, of the age of Pisces. The age of Pisces is the representation of this illusionary pill, because Pisces is not just a sign of dreams and the subconscious, it is a sign of subliminal marketing. It is a sign of addiction. And that is exactly what would happen if a starseed were to choose this pill and to live in oblivion. There is a high chance that they will fall into illusions. This could be in the form of addiction. This could be in the form of joining a cult and following a leader blindly. And this could be in the form of false connection and escapism into love, into codependency. So honestly speaking, the only way for a starseed is to buckle up and accept the hard truth, in which they will be on a journey of processing the pain, of alchemizing the pain, turning it into power, turning it into a source of unlimited personal strength and leadership, and then step into their spotlight, lead other people to find their own truth without being dogmatic or radical. Because an awakened starseed understands that everyone has their own path of alignment, and you cannot force knowledge upon people. You can only help them as a healer, as an oracle, as a transformational guide, as a coach, to find their own truth, to find their authentic voice and their inner calling. And only by having every person living their truth in alignment with their soul calling can we awaken as a collective. I've written over 200 A4 pages on this topic, so I have a lot to talk about. If you want me to delve deeper into the topic of starseeds and talk more about individual missions of different types of starseeds, please leave a comment below.